Dave!
Carlos!
Why the hell are we still talking? Gravity Falls. Season 2, episode 15. The Last Mabelcorn.
I'm sure she's not gonna die or anything.
She better not in this show. If the end result is Mabel dying, I'm gonna be pissed with one Mr. Hirsch. Especially if she dies and that shifty asshole Fort Pine survives. We're gonna swear a lot, by the way, and there are gonna be spoilers.
Listen, I just think that Ford could replace Mabel any day of the week.
Cave Johnson's wearing out his welcome, and so are you.
Don't make me get the lemons.
Old J. Jonah's gonna have to go out a window.
I will bring out the lemons.
Explosive lemons. Portal and Spider-Man references here.
And to a lesser extent, Terminator.
To a lesser extent, a minor character in Terminator or Genesis, which should have been more important.
Yes. Here we go. Here's episode 15. The Last Mabelcorn.
What was that pause in between Mabel and Corn? What was it? That little bit of... What was that little moment you had with yourself?
Well, The Last Mabelcorn. Okay.
Okay, there's immediately some imagery we gotta talk about. So, the ship, the swing set, which is not destroyed in this one, like I believe it was in Stanley's mind way back in Season 1.
No, at the end of Season 1, they were swinging on a totally intact swing set.
No, you're thinking of at the end of the episode where Ford came back. No, I'm talking about when they went inside Stanley's mind, when Bill Cipher was invading it. There was a broken swing set there.
Okay.
And what appears to be the portal device just in tatters in the background.
Yeah, Stargate's looking pretty good back there.
It's Stargate. it totally is Stargate. Let's be real.
And of course, the setting sun.
Mm-hmm. A field of useless wheat.
Oh yeah, totally useless.
Wheat serves no purpose on this planet.
So, about that whole thing that, Bill Cipher, hasn't really been a force, and, probably isn't going to be the last enemy.
Low-level deal maker. This is nothing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. I'm not saying this is a joke.
Denial
either.
is not just in Egypt.
This is not me. This is not me just sticking to my guns because something proved me wrong. No. This is nothing.
Uh-huh.
He's mocking Stanford because he doesn't like Stanford. It's like how I mock you. It doesn't mean I want to destroy your plane of existence. Also, I totally want to destroy this plane of existence. So we saw the six-fingered hand, we saw a close-up of Stanford's eye, and wow, we got a wheel to look at here.
We got Cthulhu in the corner, eyeball bat over there. I missed what was in the other two corners.
Do we see any symbols that represent Star versus the forces of evil here?
No, we don't.
Stop. You have totally...
Just stop.
You've totally not looked at the symbols.
This is a preeminent shh towards that show.
This is a preeminent suck my ass. I'm looking still here. Let's see. Well, that one symbol could mean Marco.
Let me call my secretary. I need about a week off.
It could also just be a squiggly line.
They're not in the same universe.
Don't take this from me. I need this theory.
I don't need to take it because it never came.
I need this theory to be true.
It's okay. The sun and the star will break up.
Shut the fuck up.
I love how every episode now cuts the intro short. It's like, we gotta get on with the show.
On the show, there's shit to tell.
Yeah, you already know this intro off by heart. Moving on.
Ah, children, come in.
Ooh, mysterious scrolls and potions. Are you going to tell us we're finally of age to go to wizard school? Is there an owl in this bag?
No! I can assure you there's an owl in this bag. He's long dead.
I can see Mabel at Hogwarts.
She might have made that series better. Harry Potter sucks.
You suck.
Maybe, but it doesn't change the fact that Harry Potter sucks.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's garbage. Garbage fucking fantasy. Garbage Fantasy 7. No materia.
was a lot more heroic
No
than
Buster
the
Swords.
fact that you dealt with Bill
Just
is
wands
greatly
and
shifted.
disappointment.
How do you know Bill? I've
You know him?
in my time, Dipper.
Yeah, we're pals. We went to the deli. We went to Gnome together.
Yeah, Ford, maybe you should have listened to Dipper's stories about how they've been through all this weird shit instead of just pushing it aside.
Yeah, Ford. Maybe if you weren't an incompetent suck ass, you would have fucking. I'm sorry. I've said it already. God, Ford Pines pisses me off. I'm gonna fucking kick him right in the dick.
All 6 of them?
Yes, 6 dicks.
He's got 6 fingers.
Dave, I'm gonna need you to elaborate on this in detail.
I am literally obsessed
Bill.
with unicorns. My first
That's even more confusing.
unicorn by taping a traffic cone to a horse's head? Are you even looking at the sweater I'm wearing right now? Not to mention that I'm probably the most pure of heart person in this room.
That's true. She has a point.
Can't argue there.
So can I go on a mission to get that hair?
Oh yeah, she's the sweetest person in this room. Which is saying something, because she's done some evil shit.
I don't know if I would consider her pure. I mean, she did keep a boy band in her bedroom for...
And then let them free into the wilderness where she knew they'd die.
Yep. And we've seen that most of them have died. Oh, what else has she done?
Mentally controlled Stan.
Yeah, that pretty much takes about all her karma off right there.
But yet, with all of these against her, she is still the nicest person.
She's
here.
the most pure of the group that are family blood.
Sure. I mean, who else is going to go on this quest? Ford?
No, wasn't thinking Ford.
This episode better end than some kind of unicorn rumble.
Or the unicorns will turn out to be evil.
Hopefully both. It was a unicorn ambush!
Uncle Stan doesn't know about this place.
Oh look, a painting he didn't get to look at that will end up being really important later.
I don't trust this Fort Pines, Dave. Have I mentioned that yet?
Yes you have. The pictures of Dipper as a teenager or a young adult, I'm just calling it right now. I hope I'm wrong, but it's a trope that's been done to death.
Are you saying that Fort Pines is a future Dipper?
No, I'm saying that some of the things that he may have collected may have actually been throughout time.
That's entirely possible. Dimension hopping. Perhaps time is merely a dimension!
Hark! Visitors to my realm of enchantment!
Kill it with fire! Rip off its horn!
You are a terrible human being, Dave. Terrible human being.
Nothing good speaks like that. What have we learned about forest creatures? Throw the boot at her.
What haven't we learned about your past?
We have journeyed
Nothing.
on a mission to protect our faith.
That's actually a good deed.
Agreed. Fuck that guy.
In fact, if they had cemented him in, even better.
Good deeds away. That deer has a siren on its head. Is the deer an officer of the law? Also, they set that gnome up.
I was gonna make a deer in the headlights joke, but
The deer is the headlights.
I know! They're using acorns as guns.
Hey, so, you're right. Hey, where were the gnome police when a bunch of them were trying to marry a minor? Remember when they wanted to make Mabel their wife?
Sure. Maybe that's allowed in their culture. How dare you judge them?
Messed up, man.
Wait, scam?
Kid, unicorns can't see into your heart. All our dumb horns can do is glow, point towards the nearest rainbow, and play rave music.
Yeah, the whole pure of heart racket is just a line we use to get humans to leave us alone.
Guys, shut up!
All this
And rave music.
It'd be handy to have around if you were in certain bitchin' areas of Toronto, I guess. On Saturday night.
You got a glow stick and your music all in one. Great! And you already think you're high.
So, Dave, that was episode 15 of season 2 of Gravity Falls.
Yep. I think we learned a lot this episode that we've been hoping for a long time. And I was right.
About what?
Ford's not the bad guy.
We have no conclusive evidence of this.
Ford's not the bad guy.
This episode only reaffirms what I've been saying about Ford and about Bill.
No, I think this episode gave us the evidence we needed that Bill is the bad guy.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did at all.
Smoke and mirrors?
I think everything we've seen about Bill being evil has come from Ford's point of view. Things we have seen that we know are from multiple points of view, such as the conversation that Ford and Bill had in their dream at the beginning of the episode, and what we've seen of Bill at the end when he's talking about who to possess next. That stuff is certain. But stuff in, like, from Ford's flashback and whatnot, that's not. Because that's all Ford's point of view. And we never saw that Ford was possessed by Bill when he was being all scary and talking about Dipper not... when he said Dipper shouldn't have done what he did. His eyes... You didn't see his eyes. They were reflecting the monitor. I don't think
the glasses were reflecting the monitor, yes.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think Ford was ever possessed. I think he literally was pissed off that Dipper discovered something he shouldn't have, and then when he saw that shit was going to hit the fan if he kept going, and especially since he saw that Dipper was willing to fucking mind erase him to protect the rift, that he changed up his story. He's like, no, it's me, man. We're cool. It's just a misunderstanding, Dipper. No, fuck Ford.
I think Ford being the bad guy, no. It's not going to happen.
It's totally going to be what happens. Bill Cipher is small change. Bill Cipher's plans are probably nothing compared to the dire evilness of what Ford's are. Everything we've seen about Bill Cipher being evil has been Ford's perspective. However, Ford has been a shifty piece of shit for a long time, since he's come back, basically. So, I mean, I think this episode only strengthens my theory that Bill Cipher is a red herring and that Ford Pines is gonna fuck everyone. And he not only has Dipper under his thrall, he now has Mabel too. Mabel was so encouraged by Ford's compliment, she was on the verge of tears at the end. Mm-hmm. That's how much it meant to her that Ford, this genius who wrote the journal, saw her as competent and as a protector of the family. And she was all concerned this episode about being pure of heart. And she got that compliment from Ford, the master manipulator. He has both kids wrapped around his pinky.
I still don't think he's going to be the bad guy.
Oh, I think you are so wrong about
I also love the fact that Mabel and friends went and beat themselves up some unicorn.
So I had two slight issues with this episode. And it both involves Mabel and friends beating up some unicorn. A... They didn't show the fight!
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to see some unicorn punch. I wanted to see one of them. I wanted to see Grenda holding a unicorn and Wendy, like, punching it in the stomach and shit. Like, there was obviously violence. Wendy had a black eye. They had unicorn fluid all over them. They had their lashes. This is some Mario Goes Berserk shit from Dorkly thing that happened there. And we saw none of it.
Yeah, that's a little bit disappointing.
The second... This was a kind of a girls' outing episode. I wanted to see Pacifica here. I wanted to see Pacifica as part of this group that went in and beat up some unicorn. There would have been some choice lines there too, like she's there, it's like, why am I here again? And of course you could have had a scene where one of them's holding a unicorn and Pacifica's punching it in the balls.
Yeah, see, right now I'm just playing the world's smallest violin.
Well, I like... Pacifica got so much development in 2 little episodes in this season.
That's not a problem with this episode, that it didn't include a character that maybe Alex doesn't need.
It's a character who is way better than Grenda or the little Asian girl whose name I always forget. Oh. She's a way better character.
Is that all she is to you, is the little Asian girl?
Yeah, because that's all she is to the show. Like... Pacifica has been super interesting and awesome in her very few appearances. This would have been another chance to see her bonding with Mabel like she did in the mini-golf episode. We would have given us a chance to see Pacifica after the events of the Northwest Mystery episode. And The fact that she was missing seems like such an oversight to me. That said, where the time that they were already trying to get through so much content in this episode.
Yeah.
What would I have cut? Maybe you didn't need the set up the gnome episode. Maybe you set up the gnome section as funny as it was, and that could have made some room for Pacifica's inclusion. I just hope that we see her again in an episode, because, I like her. I thought she was going to be a bigger part of the crew from then on, and it didn't happen, But that's that's, again, this isn't a problem. The episode's not bad without her in it. It's just that, there's something I kind of wish happened in it. I also wish we saw the fight. Otherwise, this was a great episode.
I'll give you the fight. Pacifica, as interesting as they made her in the last episode, she showed up. The manor.
Nice.
I want to say Northwestern, but...
Northwest. Her name is Pacifica Northwest. It's the Northwest family.
But as interesting as she was there, I don't need more Pacifica, really.
That's fine. I mean, we can all be wrong sometimes, Dave. And
then again, I don't need more Grenda and I don't know her name either. I'm not gonna call her the little Asian girl.
I do like that Wendy is a much more rounded character in this season. Have you noticed this? In the first season, she was object to be won, and in this season, she's a person. And I like that. And I like that she's willing to be violent to help Mabel, because she recognizes that Mabel's awesome.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see that fight, man!
Maybe that was going too far for Disney's, maybe beating up a few unicorns just was too much for Disney's little heart.
No, but nearly blowing up Dipper and Mabel last episode wasn't.
That's fine, they weren't in any real danger.
Or Dipper getting into a fist fight with basically Ryu from Street Fighter.
That was awesome.
Or freaking,
beating the living shit out of,
It's not just Dipper. Mabel's got the shit kicked out of her, too. God, I want to see these unicorns get punted, man!
At least we got to see Mabel punch.
Yeah, but it was a pretty weak sauce punch. I want to see Grenda fucking Mario 2 lift one and throw it into another one.
Stop stabbing your friend! Stop stabbing your friend!
What are these unicorns gonna do? Horn Drill only has a 25% hit rate.
Oh, and you just geeked it up.
Yeah, I did that. in Gravity Falls.
Really? You're bringing Pokemon into this?
Who said anything about Pokemon?
Uh-huh.
Taking forever.
Guys, shut up! Okay, so I'm wrong. The next episode is called Roadside Attraction. It starts with the words road trip. I thought it was called Road Trip. I noticed that there's more of Mabel's friends there, and again, no Pacifica. What the hell? But I mean, the important thing is, unlike the preview for this episode, there wasn't anything terribly world-shattering in it. Which means that there's probably going to be something seriously world-shattering in it. Also, they just protected the shack from Bill's mental manipulation.
And they're leaving.
Leave the shack.
Yeah.
Let's go driving away from the shack. Hey, Dipper seems to be having a good time, though.
Well, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks. Folks, thank you so much for watching us watch this. CarlsonDaveAnimeRave.com is your home on the web for us watching other things. Thankfully, Fort Pines is not in these other shows, because he'd be a shifty asshole there, too.
I'm all for putting Ford in all the shows.
Now, that would be interesting. What role would he play in, say, Kill la Kill?
Dimensional time jumper.
Hopefully he's just strung up naked and tried to steal an outfit. Because fuck him.
No, he's the one who put Dr. Matoy on the path of fighting the life fibers.